Hello everyone, this is Annalisa from Metaphysical Cove. This is the forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. I decided to do a more personal way of doing the weekly tarot for each sign of the zodiac. And of course it starts with an Aries. It will be for the sun, the rising sun, or the moon. But this time I decided to do it in individual stacks. This ball looks like it's in front of that, so I'll move it a little bit. So each deck is different deck, and it has a stone over it. You pick whichever one you want. Whatever your spirit guides you to do, you go ahead and pick, and then I will go individually. Each stack I would read individually. Okay, so that will be the way I'm going to do it from now on. But below you will see, if you don't want to watch everything, you can skip and go to your own sign and just listen to your own sign. If you have three different signs, you can look at the sun, the moon, and the rising sun. It's all up to you. So I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, please like and subscribe. And if you want a personal reading, you can reach me at metaphysicalcove.com. All right? Thank you and enjoy. This is the forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd for Aries. So as I said in the introduction, there's three piles with different decks, which is the Easy Tarot, the Celestial, and the Morgan Tarot. Morgan Grill Tarot. So you choose whichever deck you want, and I will read that for you according to the astrological and tarot significations. Okay, so I'm starting off with the pile number 1, and let's see what your week looks like if you pick this pile. So here we go. We have the Tower. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So by the Tower right in the beginning, that tells me here that you may be dealing with disruptions or conflicts of some kind, or maybe dealing with that. And I do believe that you may still be dealing with that. If you're dealing with anything legal, there could be something legal, because it's a judgment here that is being set. I do believe that this could be a period also very disruptive, because the sun is in Aries, the Mercury is in Aries, so your spirit is high. You seem to be, with this sense of strong identity. There seems to be a warrior spirit here for you this month. So, and with the Mercury, you seem to be trying to create connections and eager to learn. And there may be siblings that might be important now too. So the Tower is that disruption, that conflict. Could be with the body as well. Could be somebody that you may be dealing with the health as well. There could be that too. There could also be with legal issues that you may be dealing with, and possibly friendships or relationships that may have come to an end as well. The Page of Pentacles in the end tells you here that you rebuilding, that you're manifesting new opportunities and desires, and there seems to be here solid beginnings for you. Okay? This is it for pile 1. I'll go to the pile 2. I gotta be quick because I have a lot of signs to read, so this is going to be quick. Okay, let's see what your spirit is telling you that it could be your week. Okay, 5 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and the Empress. So the 5 of Wands, because Venus and Mars and Saturn is in your 11th house, that's friendship house, that's also social networks of all kinds. There's friendships, there's social political causes as well there, competitive there too. and so forth. So there seems to be here a little bit of a struggle here, or a little bit of a how do I call competitiveness here with your week, where you have to somehow define what's most important. Okay, the Ace of Wands is that push, that desire to initiate something, that urge for new opportunities, and inspiration too. A lot of power here. The Empress, in the end, that tells you here that you could be pregnant with a lot of things. You could be literally pregnant too. There could be here the creativity, the enjoyment, the fun, the kind of a space where you feel so high with yourself. There's beauty, there's fertility, there's happiness, there's natural childbirth. There's all that kind of a energy going on there, that it seems to be an initiation time for you. Okay, but I feel that it could be a lot with romantic and friendship area of your life. Okay, then we move to pile number 3. Okay, let's see what the pile number 3 tells us. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have the 4 of Wands, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. So I feel that this is more about you being reserved, you being organized, you being firm, you being unbiased, you being clear of boundaries, you being very focused on homes and social things to do with the home. This also could be you're working, whatever you work, whatever career is that you're have going on, whatever you're doing, seems to be almost at this point of perfection, where you're full of abundance and self-sufficient and independent and so forth. So I do feel that this is a very prosperous, busy week for you. There may be also be travel here for you at some point, abroad, because you're inspired to be with social happy people. Okay, this is it for Aries. If this resonates and you want a further reading, you have the connections below, and please like it and assign to my channel. All right, thank you very much. Namaste. Hello, Taurus. This is your forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. As I mentioned in the introduction, please choose one of these piles, whatever your spirit guides direct you to, you go for it. Okay, I will start with these 3 tarot decks. This is the Easy Tarot, this is the Celestial Tarot, and this is the Morgan Greer Tarot. And I'm going to start for you, Taurus, with the first pile. Let's see what the tarot tells you here for the upcoming week. And here we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, I gotta put it in a way that you can see. Then we have the 9 of Swords. Okay, then we have the 9 of Cups. Okay, your ruler is in your 10th house, Venus 10th house. So it's a lot to do with focus on career. And the King of Pentacles, right off the bat, it tells you here that this is about business. This is about leadership. The 10th house is about leadership. So you're right there with the King of Pentacles, which represents that you may be dealing a lot with your career or work this week. But you do have the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords kind of gives you that that worry, or that sleepless kind of a moments, or that anxiety, or that worry, or that fear. But it's also ruled by Gemini, so there's that communication going on. So your mind may be going very fast. Mercury is your thinking, and your thinking is in the rule of the thought. The thinking is on the 12th house, so you may be having a lot of you know, not seeing everything for what it is, and you may be quite confused and quite not rationalizing things correctly. But you do have the Nine of Cups in the end, which tells you here that you have contentment, you have balance, there's that kind of a sense of spiritual comfort. There seems to be here that withdrawal here for you, where you enjoy your whatever you're achieving. So there's an ending possibly to a lot of conflicts, because you have two nines here. So there could be an ending to those conflicts, okay? So that's for the first pile. Let me move on to the second pile, which is the Celestial Tarot, if you chose that pile. Let's see what it is giving you for the upcoming week. Here we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Chariot, and we have the Prince of Pentacles. So that tells me here the Ace of Wands, that spirit, that inspiration, that passion, that desire to move things, that potential that you have. Because, you know, Saturn is also in your 10th house, and so is Mars. So you do have that strength and that passion and that inspiration to get things done, to get things achieved. Because, you know, the Knight of Pentacles there too in the end, that tells me here that you're working hard to achieve some kind of a comfort with work or friends or even home, because the Chariot could also represent the home environment, your possessions, your achievements may very well be at home as well, because the Chariot is you know, you may have been going through a battle, a war, and you're now going to possibly a change of focus, and there's this strength, this success, and the transformation there. The Knight of Pentacles tells you here that you are achieving, you are working hard, you are manifesting. There's financial opportunity here. There's the desires being met here. There's good financial news as well, because this is news. And you may be going to a trip too, because there is that the Jupiter is there in that that anything can be possible for you right now, because you have the alliances and the pull of people that may help you carry that out. Okay, so this is the end for that pile, and I move to the Morgan Greer pile. Let's see if you choose the Morgan Greer pile. Let's see what it has to say for you. Morgan Greer pile. Well, here it is. You have the Page of Swords. Let me put it in a way that you can see it. Then you have the King of Pentacles. Then you have the Tower. Okay. There may be somebody that may be trying to bring you down. Or you may deal with someone that is possibly spreading rumors or spreading things here that are not true about you, and they may basically be touching your career, because the King of Pentacles, or your home, you know, your stability either with home or your work, your work or career. So there seems to be here somebody that is trying to take away what it is yours, spreading the wrong information. So, but at the end, the Tower, you may decide to go, and because there's a lot of ambition with the Tower. There's a war, there's change, there's courage, there's danger, and there's destruction. So I would caution you to somehow look at my choices, look what I need to do before I act, because you, no matter what, for a little while you seem to be in a good place with work, and possibly a good place with finances and home as well. This could as well be that, there could be an end of a marriage or an end of something here too, or a relationship in your life. Okay. If this resonates, please prescribe, I guess, or follow me on YouTube, and somehow like this video as well. Namaste. Hello, Gemini. This is your forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. And as I mentioned on the introduction, you have 3 piles to choose from. So you choose whatever pile is desirable with your spirit guides. This is also, remember, I didn't mention on the Taurus video, that this is for the sun, the ascending sun or rising sun, and the moon. Okay, so if you have chosen the Easy Tarot, Celestial Tarot, and the Morgan Greer Tarot. Okay, so choose a pile. I will begin with the Easy Tarot and see what they are trying to tell you for the upcoming week. Your ruler right now, Gemini, is in Aries. So you have a very fast thinking kind of approach to everything. It's like your mind is going fast. Your communication, you may be very agitated with your communication this week as well. So let's see what the tarot is telling you here. You have the Hermit. You have the Four of Cups. I seem to be doing better with how position these cards. Okay. And the Eight of Cups. So that tells me here right from the bat, the Eight of the Hermit. The Hermit is ruled by Mercury anyway. It's Virgo ruled by Mercury. So you have your Mars in the 9th house. So that is pioneering to the unknown. It's carving a path for others to follow. Okay, so you may be in some kind of a leadership role right now, where you seem to be paving the road for others. You have here the Four of Cups, but first the Hermit is illumination, introspection, knowledge, power, wisdom, or something is finalizing itself, or something is coming to a conclusion of some kind, okay, in your life this week. But then you have the Four of Cups. That leaves you very stagnant. That leaves you in a place where you don't want to deal with much. You just want to possibly relax and just meditate and contemplate and and reviews a lot of offers that you may be having, either for social interactions or anything of the kind. You don't even you may be needing to do a bit of cleaning around the house, or do renovations around the house, or do something with the house, but you don't want to even get to it. You just want to it's been a very emotional trip. Possibly you've probably been to a very emotional kind of a space, either with your health, either with a relationship, either with work of some kind. But I do feel by the Hermit that that's ending for you. That's coming to an end for you. But you have the Eight of Cups in the end, which tells you here that you're still dissatisfied with something. There's dissatisfaction here. There's resignation here of some kind. There's an abandonment here. There's a withdrawal. There's an escapism. So whatever you've been dealing with, I feel that you're pretty fed up, and I feel that you don't want to deal with anything. Okay, so that's your week for the Easy Tarot pile. Let's go to the Celestial pile. Please understand that these decks are, shuffled prior. So I don't like to be shuffling the cards too much, waste too much time here. Let's see, what are they saying for you here for this week coming up. So we have the Three of Swords. This is for Gemini. Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, or Gemini Ascending. Three of Pentacles. And 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So where's the conflict? Where has the conflict and possibly heartbreak suffering, emotional pain, possibly grief, sorrow, trauma, loss. You may be dealing with that. You may have been dealing with that because that's the past. So I feel that this week you have the Three of Pentacles. So what do I want to achieve? What new opportunities are coming my way? There seems to be here collaboration. There seems to be here learning. There seems to be here implantation. There seems to be here hard work. There seems to be here good relationships. There seems to be here co-workers that somehow seems to be in good place with you. You have here the Mercury here shining bright on the social environments too, which maybe you have suffered in recently. There also be here you getting a little bit more career needs or being contented with your career needs. There seems to be here possibilities of betterment or promotion as well. With the Ten of Pentacles, there's also seems to be here rewards, because the Ten of Pentacles here tells you here that there's wealth, there's financial security, there's family, long-term success here with you. So if you've been dealing with struggles, which is the Three of Swords, now you're coming to a better state of mind and stability there, okay? Because it's Pentacles. So I'll put that back, and I will go with the Morgan Freeman pile. Remember, Sun, Moon, or Ascending Gemini. So let me see what the cards are telling you here. And this is a new deck, so it has a little hard time coming out, and it comes out with two cards, Hanged Man and the Knight of Swords. There may be legal issues going on there for you, Gemini. Okay, with the Hanged Man, unusual events, situations that you may have been in a waiting period for them to be resolved. You have for the Three of Cups, and you have the Three of Cups and the Four of Cups. Four of Cups, Three of Cups. So I do believe that the Hanged Man, there's some event, some situation there that put you in that place of death of self, where you lost yourself there for a little while. But there's improvement. There's a reversal kind of things, situations are reversed. The Knight of Swords tells you here that somehow there's some news coming up for you. There's some travels here that you may have to do, but there's freedom here too. The Four of Cups tells me here that you'll be dealing with emotional procrastination, emotional stagnation, where again there seems to be a theme with the Taurus and the Gemini here, where you may have been going through a few ordeals emotionally that you are not very desiring that that connection with people. You want to stay around the home. You want to celebrate with friends in the home. You want to be out with friends with the Three of Cups. You don't want to do anything that is majorly important. You seem to be in revising the past. You seem to be there in memories. You seem to be there in a nostalgia kind of a mood, where you just want to be in a good time because you seem to have been out of sorts, out of place for a little while. Okay, Taurus, this is it for Taurus. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if this resonates, please push like. Okay, thank you. Hello, Cancer. This is your forecast for the week of March 26th to April the 3rd. As I said in the introduction, and I'm repeating with every little video clip, that you choose a pile where your spirits guide you to pick, and that will be the pile that you choose. Cancer, you will know that your ruler moves around every 2.5 days. So possibly every 2.5 days, there seems to have been a new emotion and a new concept and a new theme coming up to you. But let's go with what we're concentrating on, which is the tarot. This is the easy tarot. So the first pile, if you've chosen the first pile, this is how your week looks. Okay? Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Rising. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Nine of Swords seems to be coming up for almost every sign. So I guess it's a pretty strong indication of what we all have been through, the anxieties and the struggles that we've been dealing with our lives and so forth, of trying to achieve anything we want to achieve. So of course you have the Nine of Swords there. So it's sleepless nights sometimes. There's anxiety, there's worry, there's fear, there's possibly depression, there's a few nightmares and so forth with the Nine of Swords. Like most of these signs, I feel that I have had the Nine of Swords for every sign. So, but you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is telling you here that there's the clairvoyance here with you. There's illumination, there's intuition, there's secrets coming out. There's wisdom that is coming up with you here too. But you have here your the Sun, because we know that Libras is the life purpose is to find their own tribe and to develop, to develop that central role of a caregiver within life, and that could be with family, that could be with work, be whatever it may be. But because the Sun seems to be here in your 10th house, there's a square there, so that creates a little bit difficulty, but it's identified strongly with work that you do, making it that central vocation right now. So you may be dealing with work or career or things that you don't see, that you don't have that oversight. You cannot see perceive very well what you're doing, and you cannot see too much ahead. So there's the High Priestess. So you're guiding yourself by your intuition. You're guiding yourself by what you feel that could be. But you do have the Wheel of Fortune in the end. So that tells you here that there's change and there's luck and there's success. And it's a number one. It's a new beginning. You're also dealing here with transformation here. You may be dealing with issues of finances. You may be dealing with relationships too here, not just career. There seems to also be here a lot of possibly financial situation that could come through partnerships. There could be intimate deals that you may deal with, or negotiations that you may be under. But the Wheel of Fortune tells you here that you're moving into a new beginning, powerful beginning. Okay, I move to the second pile. Put this one back, and I move to the Celestial Tarot. Let's see what the Celestial, if you chosen the second pile, let's see what the second pile is telling you. Cancer, Sun. Okay, you have the Judgment. You have the World. And you have the Ace of Wands. I do feel by the Judgment right in the beginning, it's decisions and justice. There seems to be here, you possibly are going through a transformation here, a change of relationships, an end of relationship, or you possibly literally have lost someone in your life, or you may have been dealing with secrets or things that you did not know of, and they come into the revelation. It's almost a revelation for you, really, with other things that you may be coming up with the world. The world is accomplishments, cycles of manifestations that your patients may have here brought upon you to succeed. And with the Ace of Wands, in the end, that gives you that new inspiration, that potential for power, those new opportunities that will come your way. It could also, it's very indicative that it's a life-changing thing here. It could be with the personal relationship or loss of someone that you lost, and you're moving on to a new world, a new chapter. Okay? End of pile 2. We go to pile 3, the Morgan Greer pile. Let's see what this pile is telling you. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Rising. Let's see what it is telling you here. We have the Tower. We have the Tower. We have the Nine of Wands. My goodness, those two cards. I shuffled these cards. And the Five of Swords. So, if you chose that pile, Cancer, you are in the middle of a battle. And right now, the best advice that it can be given is back off. Somehow try to gather your resilience. Try to gather up your courage, your persistence, and be on guard. Because the Tower is disruption. You may be dealing already with those disruptions. You may already been dealing with those misfortune situations, loss of a marriage, loss of a relationship, loss of a job, and so forth. But that, whatever it is, seems to feel to me that it came very abruptly, and you're still in that battlefield. Okay. The Five of Swords, don't try to prove the point. Don't try to change anybody's mind. And because it's definitely showing me here that it is a movement forward. You have to find that better option for you, because if you don't, then it will end up more arguments, more conflict, more bullying, more violence, more competition, more defeat, and most of all, more mental conflict. Okay, so try to find that space in you that you find that peace, because the Venus, the Mars, and the Saturn are in your 8th house. That's a house of transformation. It's this change or this event may have been long coming for you. Okay. Namaste. If you like this or if it resonates, please push like. And if you need a further reading, you know how to contact me. My website is below. Thank you. Hello, Leo. This is your forecast for March 26th or 28th to April the 3rd. So March 26th to April the 3rd. Like I said in the introduction, you have 3 piles to choose from: the Easy Tarot, the Celestial Tarot, and the Morgan Greer Tarot. So you choose whatever your guides are indicating to you that you go with that. So, but I'm going to start off with the pile number 1, which is the Easy Tarot. And let's see what it says here for you. Shuffle these cards. And here we go. The first card is the Three of Wands. There you go. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Sun. I do feel, because the Sun is in your 9th house, so there's adventure there. It's adventure house. So I feel that there could be that inclination for travel, education, or you could also be feeling very confident about whatever you're creating, whatever you're trying to manifest. There's also the Mercury suggests the gift for language there and curiosity for further studies as well, with the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Wands and the Sun. There's also that you also seem to be having the Venus, the Mars, and the Saturn in a relationship house, which is a mirror of your own sense of value. Making important and decisions there with relationship, developing an assertion to fight for what you want or fight for supremacy. So there is that connotation there with it. So the Three of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Sun indicates somebody who wants to just get away for a little while. Somebody who also is dealing with very important things, but stable things, trying to establish themselves in a very material kind of hard-working manifestation, financial opportunity, desires that and you're beginning to accomplish that. And the sun, let me get away to the sun, you know, the joy and the pleasures and the relationship. The relationship seems to be going well, or a beginning of a relationship that you may begin to. Okay, a new relationship that may be there in your life. I'm finished with this pile, and I'll move into the Celestial Tarot, which, let's see what, if you chose this pile, what this pile is telling you here, Leo. Leo Sun, Leo Moon, or Leo Rising. Let's see what it's telling you here. You have the Six of Wands, you have the Sun as well, and you have the King of Wands. So this kind of a energy here is giving me a different kind of a connotation. It's giving more that ambition, that entrepreneur, that natural born leader kind of a vision, that strong posture there. It's also giving me here victory. You seem to be victorious in some achievements that you were able to conquer. There's success. There's possibly public recognition. There's that self-confidence there too, with the Six of Wands, the Sun, and the King of Wands. So I'm going to say that this is more to possibly career or studies, or possibly new romance too. Somebody coming back into your life as well, that has been away for a while, and you somehow are beginning that relationship full force, you know, where you feel high with it, or the possibly the birth of a child, or pregnancy of some kind. So there. Okay, so if you chose that pile, that's what I can tell you for that pile. Okay, let's see pile 3. Pile 3, the Morgan Greer pile. Let's see what, if you chose this pile, what is it telling you? 5 of Wands, again, seems to be the theme, the Devil, and the World. Now, this pile is telling me here that you may be ending a relationship, that you may be dealing with karmic stuff, because the 5 of Wands is that it's giving me that energy that there seems to be conflict, fight, combat, challenges, competitions, disagreements, because your Mars is in your 7th house, your Saturn is in 7th house. Possibly this partnership was not standing up to the structures and obligations that the Saturn requires, which is that serious approach to partnerships. Okay, possibly wasn't giving. The Devil there. The Devil could be indications of no loyalty there, no nothing constructive as far as the relationship is concerned. A lot of anger, a lot of feeling stuck. You feel stuck within a situation that you were not able to move on so easy. But the world in the end promises accomplishments, promises the end of negative cycles, promise manifestation, and possibly someone better coming along. This could also be money issues, career issues too, that you may, or work issues, that you may be in a place that you're fighting for your grounds. You're fighting. Somebody may be wanting to take away something that they shouldn't, and you're fighting for that. So that could be as well there. Okay, Leo. If it resonates, please click like and subscribe to my video channel. Oh, I finally said the word right. Subscribe. Okay. Namaste. Have a wonderful week. Hello, Virgo. This is your astrological tarot reading for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. So as I said in the introduction, please choose a pile let your spirit guides kind of connect you with it, and I will read. So I will start with the Easy Tarot, then I will go to the Celestial Tarot, and then I will go to the Morgan Greer Tarot. So I start with the Easy Tarot and see what it brings for you, what it's telling you right now. But I feel that at this moment in time, you may be feeling happiest when you feel useful as part of a team or taking constructive role in life right now. Let's see what the tarot is telling you here this week. You're very practical and you like practical systems. You have the Justice. You have the Ace of Wands. So that's telling me already that you have to make a decision and take the physical action. You as I said from the beginning, you have the Justice here, but you have the Sun in your 8th house. So Sun, you have to explore deep territories at the moment. You might do this to work or maybe through intimate relationships that test your mental. You may also, the Mercury, your ruler, is a very penetrating mind. So it is in the 8th house, and you may be in a period of just trying to be interested in researching, and you may research secret codes. But the Justice is telling you here that you need to make a decision. And you have to be balanced, you have to bring fairness, and you also have to be strong to make that decision. Laws are man-made laws, or these laws, sometimes they're not easy and they're not right, but you have to make them anyway. Then you have the Ace of Wands, which is telling you, there's a big potential here. There's a big potential for power. There's opportunities here too. You may be dealing with a relationship decision here. You may be dealing with a job choice here. And I'm not picking very strong on family, but that may be family too. But I believe that it's either work or relationships here that you may be trying to make a decision with. Should I still stay or should I go? That's the decision you have to make. The Five of Pentacles in the end, that tells you here that this decision can be hard. There's financial situation involved here. There could be a place where a worry or a divorce or something that nature. So that's why I'm sensing that it could be a separation of a relationship or a decision that you have to make, okay? So this is for the first pile, and then with that, I will go to the second pile, which is the Celestial Tarot. Let's see what the Celestial Tarot is telling you, Virgo. Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, or Virgo Rising. You have the Ten of Wands. You have the Six of Swords. And you have the King of Wands. You Virgos, you're very grounded. You're very practical. You like concrete knowledge. You don't like to take action and then think about the issue. You like to analyze before you take any action. So your ruler being in Aries right now is going to give you that oppression. It's going to give you that conflict there of one too many things, and you burden, and you taking extra responsibilities and a lot of hard work with these responsibilities. And you're overloading and stressed out with responsibilities of all kinds, problems, duties, and stuff of that nature. And I feel that somehow, because it is in Aries, it can be very fast moving for you, and you're getting agitated. So your Saturn, the Mars and the Venus are on your routine houses. So that is serious. You're taking your duties pretty seriously. Your livelihood can also be in a very fast pace. You here with a lot of doubts here, with a lot of things, with the Six of Swords. But with the Six of Swords, there seems to be indication here that you don't need to stress for too long, because I do feel that there's you moving on. There's journeys here. There's transitions. There's moving forward. There's finding a better options. There's travel here too with the Six of Swords, and there's something here that you need to take power over, initiate, bring that into that leadership role that you need with either with the relationship, with work, or with friends, family, that nature, that kind of a thing. So you need to take the control. Okay, so this is the second pile, which is the celestial pile, and I'll move into the Morgan Greer pile. Now we'll see what the Morgan Greer pile is telling me here. And I do have here the Knight of Pentacles, hard-working Virgo. Then I have the Two of Cups, and then I have the Death. So I do feel the Knight of Pentacles here is Knight, not Knight. Knight of Pentacles is telling you a lot of hard work. There seems to be a routine. There also needs to be patience here. I do feel the Two of Cups, that you seem to have cooperation. You seem to have partnerships here. There's mutual balance here. There's those soulmate kind of partnerships here. But it is telling you here that the Death in the end is telling you here that there's something here transforming. There's something here changing. There's something here that out of the blue will bring change. There's also, I do believe that this pile seems to be very organized around commitments, romantic commitments, relationship, family relationships, kids, friends, relationships that somehow may have been going good and solid, but there's something here that is going to somehow bring things, secrets or revelations to the surface. But if you've been going through a bad period, there will be good change. If you've been going through a good period, then change will take place anyway, and you may not experience such a good time. But all in all, it still looks good, and that in the end could also be meaning that other people's money, partnership money. You may be doing the marriage, or you may be doing the combining your finances, and so forth. So that could be it too. Okay? Thank you, Virgo. If it resonates, please subscribe to my channel and push like. Thank you. Hello, Libra. This is your forecast for March 26th to April 3rd. As described in the introduction, you choose a pile to whatever your spirit guides are telling you to choose the pile from, which could be the Easy Tarot, could be the Celestial Tarot, and it could be the Morgan Greer Tarot. I'll start with the first pile, as always, which is the Easy Tarot, and see what you have on your forecast right now. Okay, your ruler, the Venus, is sitting in your 5th house. So that tells me here that you are in very potent time of romance that needs to be at the heart of any relationship. So romance is very important for you at this moment in time, and that sense of self-worth and attractiveness and being admired, and also that creative skills that might involve design or fashion for you may be there too. But let's see what this pile is telling you. You have the Sun, which is a new beginning. You have the Ten of Wands, which is creating oppression, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. So you have 3 wands here. Okay, so that tells me here that you're embarking on a new beginning of life. There's a new beginning, a very inspired beginning, a very fun beginning, a very loving beginning. And your Venus being in the fifth house, you want everything to just be wonderful. But the Ten of Wands here is giving you that you may be taking on more than what you need, because it represents burden, extra responsibilities, hard work. You may be stressed out with all the responsibilities that you're piling on, and problems and may occur, and where you're supposed to be, you're not. The sun right at the beginning may be telling me here that that accomplishment and that enlightenment and that happiness and that healing and that movement. I do believe that there's moving here, either going on a vacation, either moving from home, either buying a home, moving home. There seems to be here that indication with these three cards with the Ace of Pentacles in the end, because the Ace of Pentacles in the end is opportunity, abundance, new job, new business, new home, and all of that. So I feel that that's what's in store for you there. But you're having three wands here. That tells me that it's whatever you put your mind to, that's how it's going to go down. So what's your thoughts? How you want to see yourself as, and where you want to see yourself going. Okay, so this is it for the first pile. Let me move on to the second pile, which is the celestial tarot, and let's see what it's telling you here. Libra, either Libra Sun, Libra Moon, or Libra Ascending. You have here the Three of Pentacles, you have here the Nine of Cups, and you have here the Page of Wands, Princess of Wands. So that tells me here that Mercury is in your seventh house. So there seems to be here a need for relationships based on communication and command. The Three of Pentacles is communication, is creativity, it's ruled by Mercury. So that tells me here that you may be starting a new job, or you may a new position. That communication is very important, or a new relationship that is beginning, which relationship is very important. Then you have the Nine of Cups, which tells me here that Nine of Cups is that joy, that contentment, that balance, that comfort, that satisfaction, and most of all, gratitude and wishes coming true. Okay, so there may be that romance, either with another person, or with work, or with a career, or with a new home as well. Then you have the little Page of Wands there going on there. So that tells me here that there's exploring things. You're exploring things. There's extra things here that are coming alive. There's inspiration. There's ideas. There's discoveries. There's potentials. And you feeling very enthusiastic, and there's this feeling of that free spirit, and you're exercising, you're feeling like that kid at heart with the Page of Wands. Okay, that's it for the pile, celestial pile. Let's go to the pile 3 again, the sun, the moon, or the ascending sun pile. So let's see what this Morgan Greer is telling you, if you chose the Morgan Greer pile, which is the third pile. Let's see what is coming for you, Libra, for this week of March 26th to April 3rd. I don't know if I mentioned that before or not. That's why I'm mentioning it again. You have the Five of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups, and you have the Ace of Cups. You may be going through a breakup or a divorce. Five of Pentacles. That Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, I sense a very romantic relationship, kind of a energy here. Either a romantic breakup or a friendship breakup. There seems to have that connotation. But at the same time, I do believe that there's new love here for you. You know, it's almost like you still that emotional bankruptcy from one relationship, and you somehow being inspired by someone else to begin new relationship, a new romance, and so forth. Because the King of Cups tells you here that your that emotional balance, that compassion, that feeling of being family oriented, or you may be going to have gone to a divorce or a breakup, and now you're very much involved with the romance of your family. But the Ace of Cups tells me that there's new love there, new things, love, new relationship, new romance. There's that creativity, and there's also pregnancy here too with those cards as well. So there may also be pregnancy there with you, Libra. So if this resonates, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click like. Namaste. Have a wonderful week. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is your forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. March 28th to April the 3rd. So if you, as I said in the introduction, if you know already which pile to pick from, you go ahead and pick from that pile. Just let your spirit guides tell you which one to pick from, because your intuition will tell you that. But I'll start with the first one, and we have the Easy to Roll. Let's see what the Easy to Roll tells you here this week. So let's see. Scorpio, you're very resilient. You have a lot of resilience, and that resilience can be, that energy, that passion to overcome anything and everything. So there's a deep passion within you as it is. You have here the Justice, and you have here the Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So if you chose this pile, I do feel that you may be dealing with a decision. You may be dealing with a relationship, possibly a relationship decision, because the Justice is balance. It's something that you have to balance, something that you have to bring fairness to the equation, and something that you have to have strength. With the Three of Pentacles here, you have a very indication about career situation that it could be about career, this decision that you have to make. There could be an extension there for you, because or not an extension, a raise, or you go into an upper position in your job, or you may be getting a wage increase in your job, in your work, because the Sun and the Mercury is in your 6th house, and the 6th house is normally about health, routine, and it's about work. So you have that Mercury and the Sun there, so there's that working very hard and being persistent at what you working on, being focused. But you've been financially rewarded in whatever you're doing. Saturn is on the 4th house, so those are foundations you're building. That's your private world. You've been working on establishing some security and some foundations on your life. But it could also be about a relationship here, because the Ace of Cups is in the end. So that tells me here that you could be dealing with a new relationship, or a new romance, or reconciliation of some kind, or working with something that you definitely have to bring the justice into it, that fairness and the strength to carry that out. So, but the Ace of Cups tells you here that there is that that passion, that creativity. With the Three of Pentacles, there's a lot of creativity here. And Venus, of course, is in your 4th house. You might be creating a peaceful living space for yourself, okay? And the Jupiter is in your fifth house, again, creativity, and children, and you might opt for a larger family too with the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. You might be deciding to increase the family unit. There could be a vacation too, indulging in the vacation and recreation as well. Okay, so that pile is done. Let's move into the second pile. What is the second pile? The Celestial Tarot. What is the Celestial Tarot telling you here for this week? We have, let's see what we have, Scorpio for you. Oh, that page of wands came up. I'm going to put that page of wands as well there because that page of wands wanted to come in. The Four of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Temperance, and the Princess of Cups. So here we go. Four of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Temperance, and the Knight of Cups. So that tells me here that there is here that career. You may find out that you're very, very stable. There seems to be there that stability, that holding on to your position, and your position seems to be strong. There's that also with the Four of Pentacles. There's also that really strong position of either making more money or saving a lot of money in the process. The King of Wands here, of course, tells you here that there's the King of Wands is a very ambitious king. He is an entrepreneur, a natural born leader. There's that strong experiences that you have, which puts you in that place of being very solid with in your life, as far as your career, as far as home, as far as your finances and so forth. So that's a very strong indication of that. The Temperance in the end is like whatever is happening there may be a blessing from the universe. You seem to be really rewarded big time. There could also be a little vacation there for you. Not a little vacation, actually a long distance vacation. There seems to also possibly be pregnancy there. There could be as well indulging a lot in your creativity. The Knight of Cups that wanted to come out, there seems to be here enjoyment of everything, or possibly enjoyment of a solid relationship that after a while got secured, became secure, and you may be enjoying that at the moment. Okay, so that's it for this Celestial Tarot. Then we move into the Morgan Greer Tarot. Let's see if you chose this pile: Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, or Scorpio Rising. Let's see what the Morgan Greer tells you here. There, the Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, this totally tells me here that it's home, relationships. You, the Queen of Pentacles, your world right now may be you in that space where you're just nurturing, where you're trying to be practical and generous, but you have the Saturn, the Mars, and the Venus somehow squaring your Sun. So that tells you here that there may be here perhaps that sense of competition. Hello, Sagittarius. This is the forecast for the week of September 28th to April the 3rd. As I mentioned in the introduction, please pick a pile where your instincts tells you to pick from, and we go from there. This goes for the Sun, the rising Sun, and the Moon. So let's see what the first pile tells you if you chose the first pile. You have the Hermit. Then you have the King of Cups. And then you have the Five of Cups. So I am sensing that You know, Sagittarius, your life purpose is to explore, discover, and set yourself free on adventures and quests for meaning and philosophy and religion and no, you know, those beliefs. So confinement for you, you don't do well in confinement. So the hermit here may be saying that. You may be a little bit restricted, or you may feel a little bit restricted with your adventures and quests. But at the same time, the hermit is about illumination, it's about introspection, it's about knowledge, it's about power and wisdom. So you may, because, you know, hermit, the Mercury rules the hermit, so you may possibly have your workload or your work responsibility may have increased. You may have gotten that promotion of some kind, or you're wrapping up a work that's been long coming. You're finally wrapping it up with the King of Cups. That tells me here that somehow there is romance here too. There's someone here that you haven't seen for a while. You know, you haven't experienced the romance for a while with this person. He may have been living or being in another place, and here he comes, and there's that feeling of emotional balance, and you know, that compassion, that kind of a feeling of romance, and you know, you feel like you're a unit again. And then you have the Five of Cups, but the Five of Cups, there seems to be here nostalgia, revisiting the past, because you know, your ruler, which is Jupiter, is in the fourth house, so there might be, you know, you may be feeling like someone has to move far from home, or you may decide to travel and discover new worlds, and or someone in your surroundings may decide to do that. So you may be, that sorrow may be around that. But your Mars is in a third house, so you have that competitive edge to your communication, and you might fight to be heard too. So that's the power of the Five of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Hermit. I put that back and I go with the second pile, which is the Celestial Tarot. The Celestial Tarot, let's see what, if you chose the second pile, let's see what is it telling you. So what is it telling you? You also, Sag, remember, you also have your Mercury in the fifth house. So that's a lot of creative impulses. Let's see what it says here. The Page of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. So I feel, if you've chosen this pile, I feel that it's either you seem to be very wrapped up in work, possibly work issues, or work that you know, that is really having a hard time, you know, being delivered, or you may not be that satisfied with co-workers and people that you work with. The Page of Pentacles tells me here that this manifestation, there's also financial opportunity there for you. There is those solid beginnings as well. There's also those possibly good financial news. The Three of Pentacles, it tells me here that you may have gotten a new job, or a new opportunity there, because the Three of Pentacles is teamwork, and there's something there that is hard work too, and there's good relationship with co-workers there too. So that tells me here that you may have gotten you know, a job that you didn't expect, or an opportunity that you didn't expect, due to the help of others, or help of a co-worker, or something of that nature. The Five of Swords, that's a very challenging energy, okay? So you may want to go into the scrapping, okay? Because Mars is in your third house, so that's very competitive edge that you may be feeling. in communication. So you might have to fight to be heard, really. So the Five Swords tells you here that there's arguments, there's conflict. You may be bullying too. You may be bullied at this period. There may be a little bit of violence around you. There may be a little bit of competition somewhere, and you may feel defeated mentally. There's mental conflict too. This is it for the second pile. Let's go to the third pile, which is okay. That pile I didn't put that correctly. Let's put that correctly down. Let's go with the Morgan Greer. Let's see what the Morgan Greer tells you. Let's see what the energies of the Morgan Greer is. If you pick this pile, Sag Sun, Sag Moon, or Sag Rising. You have here the Death card, the Hermit, or the Magician, and the Nine of Wands together. So that tells me here right off the bat that the Death, there's definitely transformation going through your life right now. With the Hermit, you may be dealing with illness, or you may be dealing with somebody passing away, either friend, relative, and so forth, because the Venus in your the Venus, the Mars, and the Saturn on your third house, there may be siblings here involved as well. But the Jupiter is in the fourth house. You might there's something here to do with the home. But you have the Nine of Wands and the Magician in the end. So the Death tells you here that there's changes. There's something possibly changes at home. Possibly you literally lost someone in your life at the moment. There's endings of possibly a relationship here with the Death and the card, and that seems to show me here that there's no going back with that, if there's such a thing going on at the moment with you. But there's also illumination, introspection, and knowledge, and all of that with the Magician and the Nine of Wands, which is very spiritual there for you. So the Magician, you have a new beginning here. There's a feeling of creativity. There's also a feeling of control here too, and there's also a feeling of deceit and with it. But the Magician in the end, with the Nine of Wands, you will pick up from your scratches and bruises and move on to the next page of your life. So this is the weekly forecast. So namaste, and thank you for listening. Hello, Capricorn. This is your weekly forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. So as I said in the introduction, you pick whatever pile your intuition or your spirit guides are telling you to pick. This is for the Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, or Capricorn Rising. But with you, Capricorn, I'm going to start with the Morgan Greer, which is the third pile. Okay? If you pick this pile, let's see what the week is telling you. What is the week of Capricorn telling you here? What is the week for Capricorn? If you pick this pile, I have the Knight of Wands. I have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So obviously, I feel that this is a very romantic pile. It's very focused on relationships, and I do feel that it is a relationship that you've been dealing in and out for a while, because the Knight of Wands tells me here that there's something coming, someone or something, or possibly news too, because the Knight of Wands is that force of energy. There's that adventure, there's that passion, there's that inspiration, inspiration action, there's that impulsiveness, there's that fearlessness of going ahead with something. So you possibly are dealing with someone that is coming back into your life, that somehow you didn't expect, or you probably expected, but somehow it's still going to feel like an excitement for you. The Ace of Cups is love and that romance and that new relationship, or that Knight of Wands or that situation could also be new for you. But the Knight of Cups is, you got to watch the energies here, because even though you enjoy it, even though you may enjoy it, but there's a little bit of a how do I call it, deception going on there, that something could be too good to be true. Okay, so there's that proposal there, there's that romance there, there's that charm and imagination there, but at the same time, can you trust it? Okay, this could also be another your inspirations, as far as your creativity, as far as your friends, as far as the project that you may have dealing with the Ace of Cups. You're flowing with creativity, you're flowing with the partners. You do have your Mercury and your Sun in the fourth house, so it's where your center of gravity, you might be strong identifying with whatever you're doing. It's also about the Mercury's in your home, so it's about lively conversations that you may be having in a home. Those exchanges that are, possibly deciding to move somewhere else, or change homes. Okay, Saturn and Venus and Mars, they're in your second house, so that's money and possessions and income. You probably got a new job too. You possibly got a new, you probably starting something new as well, that has to do with your possessions and material wealth. Okay, or you may have just bought something great for yourself that you're so excited about. So that's pile 3 gone. So I'm going to go with the celestial. Pile 2. Let's see what it says here for you. What does the celestial pile tells you here? And of course, Capricorn, your life purpose is to develop self-reliance, taking responsibility for yourself and possibly for others. You're hardworking, you're very focused on your careers and your life, a very focused person. So you have the Three of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and you have the Four of Cups. So that tells me, because your sun and your Mercury is in the fourth house, so I feel that there's a lot of things around the home that may be affecting you right now. But the Three of Swords here tells me here that there may be a heartbreak. There may be dealing with somebody that is not well, that is health is not well, or that they may have to go for surgery, or anything in that nature, and you find yourself as the mother and the nurture within the situation, that that is taking you a lot from you. So but you still are very practical, and that could be also financial losses that you may be dealing with as well. The Four of Cups there, the Four of Cups is too many things happening here, and you might just want to be um, left alone, because I feel that you've been overloaded with emotional things, that somehow right now is with the Four of Cups. There seems to be here despair and sadness too, and contemplation and desire to just meditate and reevaluation, or reevaluate your situation. It could be that you're going through losses. You may be going through a period of regret, and you don't want to deal with anything or anybody. Okay, so this is your week. If you pick this pile, let's see a third pile. Let's see what the third pile is telling you here. The easy to roll. This is the easy to roll pile. Let's see, what is it telling you. So here we go. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Wands. I feel that you may have to fight for your, if you pick that, you may have to be fighting here for something, and it may have to do either with work or with your financial, with your finances, because at the end of the day, you have the Saturn, which is your resources. You have to be very careful with them. They may be hard work here that you have done for that money, but yet somebody seems to be holding it for a little bit. Or somebody may be stressing you about it or wanting what you earned so hard and you may be dealing with that. Um, Also, the Venus in the second house is also uh, money and income. There's a central quality here, the desires for that physical contact to be with something beautiful. You may be spending a little bit more money than what you should, which may stress you out with the Four of Swords. Because the Four of Swords here is that rest, that relaxation, that, a lot of contemplation too. You may need a little vacation as well, or you may have spent out money on a vacation that you desperately need, but you couldn't afford it right now. Something like that. The Six of Wands in the end tells you here that you're still coming up victorious. There seems to still be achievements here. There seems to be here victory. There seems to be here success. So I do feel that somehow, uh, just don't worry about the money, because the money right now, it's there. If it's somebody's that somehow been stressing you or may have taken that money temporarily from you, it's going to come back to you, because at the end of the day you're going to be victorious. So I wouldn't stress too much, and I would try to go on that vacation that I would want to take, because you seem to be desiring that vacation right now. So I would go ahead and take that vacation, because the Mars is on your second house too. You might possess ambition and drive to improve your material conditions as well, and that can be important to you for survival with your own resources. Jupiter in the third house is that siblings and communication. You may take a short journey. You probably, never run out of things to say. You might even get, learn a foreign language there too. Um, so it's a productive week, but yet with a little bit of stress, okay? Thank you. Namaste. This is your forecast. Aquarius, this is your forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. As I said in the introduction, you have 3 piles to choose from, so choose a pile, whatever your spirit guides you to, or whatever your instincts as well, because that guidance comes from your instincts. So, Aquarius, you may have this life purpose of finding a place within groups, while at the same time asserting your own unique vision at the moment. So you seem to be, I feel that emphasis seems to be very strong with you. So I'll go with the first pile, which is the easy to roll. And if you pick the first pile, let's see what the first pile is telling you. You have Saturn, Mars, Venus, all in your first house, all on top of the sun, the moon, or the rising. That would be your first house if it's rising. Otherwise, it will stay with the moon or the sun. It will affect that too. There is an effect there. So let's see what the Easy Tarot tells you. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So if you pick that pile, the Wheel of Fortune, things are turning around. Things are moving forward, If you've been dealing with a stressful, situation, I feel that you do have here solutions, okay? Because there seems to be the will is moving, it's going forward. So, the sun is in your third house. It's about communications. It's about siblings. It's about your local environment. You may have short journeys with the Wheel of Fortune. You may be taking a course on language and communications. You may be developing ideas to with your job, with your work. So you may be creative. You may not be that pleased with what you have been building and what has been there. So you may make improvements because the Wheel of Fortune, we know it's a new beginning and you're moving forward with it. But the Seven of Pentacles here tells me here that you're looking for that reward and that long-term security there with whatever you're doing. and you want sustainable results. But there seems to be a slow progress, a slow growth with the Seven of Pentacles, but still a growth nevertheless. And then you have the Six of Swords in the end. So the Six of Swords tells you here that there's journey, there's a trip, there's travel here. There is the moving on from something that's not been working out. There's finding better options and possibly relocating as well, either relocating home, relocating job. There's possibly here um, those kind of things. I won't touch relationships. They may be there with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune represents a lot of different things that may be moving forward. They may be there, but it's not very indicated of that. You may be dealing with that. If you are, then the Seven of Pentacles tells you that you put all the best work that you could put in, but you still, I feel that you still need that improvement or that change that you're looking for with the Six of Swords. Okay, so I'll put that in, and I'll move into the second pile, which is the celestial pile. I'm not that organized as a person, so I'm pretty messy. So let's see what these cards tell you here for you if you chose the Celestial Tarot, which is the second pile. Let's see that, because we want to see the whole cards. Okay, so you have here the Two of Wands. So, you know, you want groups. You want to be a part of groups, and friends are very important. But I do believe if you chose the second pile, I believe that you're dealing with aggression here, stress, hard communications. And here's the theme, the Six of Swords is coming up. So Aquarius, you want to move on, you want to relocate, you want, because the Saturn is in your first house. So it's about your sense of identity. It's about when you know, when it comes to a new project, you like to be prepared for it, but with these cards you seem to feel like you're not. Perhaps you took too much responsibility, and now you feel like you have to counsel those around you, and somehow that may be stressing you out with the Two of Wands, Four of Swords, and Six of Swords, because that's all about community and relationships, if you ask me. So the Venus on the first house, you may also be somehow not feeling the best. You may be dealing with an illness or something that you may not feel physically well. And beauty might be very important for you right now, and you want to look good, but yet you're unable to do that because you haven't been feeling the best. But at the end of the day, the Mars is also there too. So it's our physical body. You probably came out of, you're probably fighting for what you want with the Two of Wands, and it's not going the way you like it. But at the same time, you also may be dealing with people that are not well, you know, mother that is not well, father that is not well, because it's the Jupiter is on your second house of money and all of that, and feelings and abundance. You may be challenged there too, but you may be dealing with an ill person in your life, or you are not well in your life. Okay, so that's it for the second pile of the Celestial Tarot. I'll put that in, and I'm gonna go with the third pile. Let's see if this resonates. You know, it resonates. If it resonates, it resonates. But if it doesn't, just it doesn't, because I'm reading for a lot of people. So just keep an open mind. Here's what you picked. If you picked the third pile, and we have the King of Swords, we have the Devil, and we have the Five of Pentacles. I feel that you may be dealing with legal issues. You even though you seem to be in a very authoritative place, you seem to be in a good place with the King of Swords. You seem to be doing what you should be doing. I feel that somehow there seems to be here clear thinking of the situation, and you seem to be standing here in a secure place. But there may be the legal issues, or there may be money issues that are very worrisome, because the Five of Pentacles tells you here that there's a loss. There could be also car problems. You may be dealing with car repairs that you didn't expect to spend so much money. You may also have possibly lost your job, or possibly lost a relationship as well. Or you may find out that the person that you trusted the most may not have been loyal. Because the Five of Pentacles is hardship, uh, and very financial, because with the devil it's about financial loss. And that Saturn and that Mars and that Venus in a first house, or the sun or the moon, I feel that you're dealing with hard relationships here. Or you may also have lost a parent, or you may have lost somebody in your community, a friend, or something like that. But I do believe that these are hardships here for you, that represent loss of some kind. Okay, namaste. Have a great week. I see. This is your forecast for the week of March 28th to April the 3rd. So as I said in the introduction, you pick a pile, and whatever your instinct and your spirit guide guides you, you go for it. This is the easy to roll. So if you chose that pile, let's see what your week looks like. Because my dear Pisces, your life purpose is to serve to a higher principle. So let's see what this pile tells you here for your week that is coming up. So let's see what's coming up for you. You have the Two of Wands. You have the Three of Swords. And you have the Hierophant. Okay, so the sun is in your second house. So that's possessions, that's money, that's finances. Because the Pope in the end is ruled by Venus, so that tells me here that you may have a big emphasis on possessions and earnings, which can be great. There may be a little bit disappointments, start, and then stopping, or you may feel like you may not have all that you need to complete your happiness, or complete that security that you want. But the Two of Wands is looking for progress, decisions, discovering whatever you need to discover. But of course, you have the Three of Swords here, so there seems to be here a little bit of emotional pain. There seems to be here grief, sorrow. So you may also be dealing with broken relationships, um, relationships that no longer exist in your life. But you do have because you do have the 12th house, in the 12th house, the Venus, the Mars, and the Saturn. So you will have here an image in your head of how things should be, and they're not turning out to be the way you want it. But the Hierophant in the end, that tells you here that, after all it's said and done, um, things are coming together. There seems to be here forgiveness. There seems to be here inspiration, and manifestation too, and spirituality at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, you're very spiritual. So I try to cut my words out all the time. So let's go with the second pile, Celestial Tarot. Oh, that one wants to stay behind. Let's see what it's saying here for you if you've chosen the second pile. And we have the Three of Swords. So something here with the Three of Swords, that it is continuing. That could be Pisces, whatever pile you pick. It could be very well be with hidden enemies, with betrayals, with relationships that possibly are being very challenged at the moment. With the Three of Swords, there's heartbreaks there, but there's the Lovers here, which tells you here that you can negotiate, you can see the other person's point of view. There may be that balance, there may be that attraction to the relationship, that relationship or situation too. It's not just relationships to work, possibly relationships to friends, relationships to money, because the Mercury and the Sun is in your possession house. It's on the material, it's on the communication. You may also have possibly been involved in books, reading, because your treasure here is your possessions here seems to be language here at the moment, or books, or something that has to do with books or communication, or something of that nature. But the Eight of Pentacles here at the end, it's telling you here that, you still have a little bit more work to do. You still have to master your craft. You still have developments here to do, but you're committed to it. So the focus seems to be on work and relationship, working either on relationships or the job that you have. You may also be coming up with an increase or changing jobs that will give you a little bit more of money, financially more gratifying for you. So if you chose that Celestial Tarot, that is it for that. Then this is the Morgan Greer Tarot. If you chose that one, let's see what it's saying here for you, Pisces. Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, or Pisces Rising Sun. We have here a combination of all of that, but you're very sensitive, you're very creative. So the Mercury has been on your creative sun, so you may have come up with a lot of great things. The devil seems to be continuing. There seems to be a theme with the devil, so I feel that it has to do a lot with us being unsure of where we're going, and a lot of things just not being in place with all of us. So the devil seems to be following a lot of these readings with these signs. So the devil means that you're stuck with something. Your negative situations may be coming up here with your money. You may also be holding a lot of anger. There may be a lot of limitations here for you with everything. But with the Ten of Swords, I do feel that I'm going to say that possibly you're dealing with a big betrayal in your life. Something that you didn't expect, but these wounds are deep. There's the betrayals, there's loss, especially with the devil, this crisis. There may be even death of someone too, that you may, cared about deeply. You may have that loss. But the Four of Wands, in the end, the Four of Wands, there's hope here. There's the Four of Wands tells you there's celebration, there's structures, there's union, there's joy, and there's harmony. You may have dealing with a relationship that may have carried a betrayal energy, but at the end of the day, this seems to be you making up. You somehow deciding that you do want to stay with this person and so forth, because Venus in the 12th house, those are things that you didn't see before. It's there, meaning that it's behind your sun. You cannot see it. It's, your spirit, it's hidden there. So in the Mars too, the Mars is behind the scenes. You might feel that, your efforts haven't been paying off, and you have to create this courage. You may be really dealing with a friend too. This could also be about a friend's betrayal, and or a sibling too, because the Ten of Swords could represent siblings as well. So you may be dealing with that. All right, Pisces, you have a wonderful week and namaste.